until he saw the scars on the woman's body. The president finally realized that an unintentional remark of his had caused such great harm to the woman he loved. It turned out that just a week ago, the woman had written a love letter to the president to confess her feelings. But at that time, in order to avoid suspicion, he followed the secretary's suggestion and had someone teach the woman a lesson. That way, the woman would become obedient. Little did he know, the secretary also had feelings for him. She wanted to drive away everyone who got close to the president. But what the president didn't know was that during her captivity, the woman suffered torment every single day. During this time, she even called the president for help, hoping he would bring ransom money to save her. But the president flatly refused her. He claimed that this would serve as a lesson for her, hoping she would stop having improper thoughts about him in the future. After saying that, he heartlessly hung up the phone. And so, a month later, the woman was released. When the president saw her again, he didn't feel the slightest bit of pity. Instead, he scolded her for making herself so dirty. When he saw the woman apologize, he thought she had learned her lesson and become obedient. So he told her to get in the car to go home. But as soon as she got in, he found her smell unpleasant. So he kicked her out of the car. Back home, the woman endured the pain and cleaned herself up. But as soon as she stepped out of the bathroom, she ran into the president. The president was worried that she might get sick from wearing too many layers. So he stepped forward to help. But the woman instinctively raised her hands to protect herself. At that moment, the president saw the scars on her arms. He asked her what had happened. The woman lied, saying she had accidentally fallen. Hearing this, the president left without any expression. At the dinner table, the woman was startled when she saw the secretary there. After all, it was the secretary who orchestrated her kidnapping and punishment. Seeing that the president didn't speak up for her, she had no choice but to sit down and eat obediently. At that moment, the president deliberately put a piece of braised pork into her bowl. Seeing this, the woman recalled the moments of her punishment. Terrified, she covered her head and begged for mercy. Her parents, seeing this, felt deep sorrow for her. But deep inside, she no longer trusted anyone. After all, they were the ones who had abandoned her. That night, her father called her into the study. He told her he had thought it through and agreed to her marriage with the president. After all, the two had no blood relation. So he asked her if she still liked the president. The woman recalled how she had loved the president for 7 years, but had been hated by him for 7 years. That was why she had suffered such inhumane torment this time. She stated directly that she no longer loved him. Seeing this, her father said no more. He simply handed over the inheritance left by her biological parents. But as soon as she stepped out, the president stopped her. He told her that her room had been given to the secretary. He ordered her to move into the room next to his. Hearing this, the woman stated directly that she would move out tomorrow. The president was furious upon hearing this. He declared that she couldn't leave without his permission. Saying this, he reached out to drag her away. Terrified, the woman quickly begged for mercy. She swore she would never bother him again. Before the president could explain, the secretary came out of the room. The president asked the secretary what was going on. The secretary said there was a meeting that required his